to upholster. And that's something I did because I was a poor college student, like probably most of you. I had to go sit in and watch an upholstery shop. I just asked if I could kind of watch and observe how they did the upholstery, and that's how I kind of came upon this process. So I would always encourage you to really kind of, if you have an idea, really stick to it, and you will find a way. And when I made this work, it's all, things were kind of just came to me. I don't know. People gave me discounts on things. People gave me free things. It was amazing how if you really stick to something and really put your mind to it, how things will just kind of come to you, and you can make an idea happen, even if you think it's not possible, and if you think it just really isn't kind of in your budget or in your timeline. When I was doing my research, I would send these interviews out to people that I knew were fathers. Sometimes they were people that had actually approached me, or sometimes they were to tell me their story, or sometimes it would be people I know that have eating disorders, and I would ask them to forward it to their fathers. But as I kept starting to receive the interviews and they started coming back to me, I never received any fathers. And I even sent some extra out just in case, or an extra note to the same person asking to please fill this out, and I never got any back. And I realized that I think that was an important part of what was being said, and the fact that they weren't willing to say anything. A common kind of answer would be, we'll have her mother take care of that. That's kind of a girl thing, so the mother will kind of take care of it. But since I've had the installation travel, sometimes fathers will come up to me during openings and talk to me and just say they just really don't know how to talk to their daughter. So I certainly don't think it's not that they care, but it's just kind of not sure how the communication should happen. There's some words around here, and there's also, if you look at the boxes, you might choose to open it, and you'll see an image inside. But then once you kind of move this around, you can see that there's some more words kind of engraved into the surface as well. So this is kind of, has lots of surprises in it. There's also down here a book, and you can see there's some books over here, and these books are all kind of interactive as well. I really like titles. Like, I like to go to the bookstores and just kind of see what the titles say and use that as my text in some ways. This one was called Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And so what happens is if you open this up, all the pages are glued together, but there's one page where there's this little hidden book. So you can pull on the string and pull out this hidden book. And this is a handmade book that I made that kind of matches this, this bigger book. And I call this Great Expectations. And this, again, were just kind of small quotes that I found from these interviews that I thought were really kind of powerful, or maybe quotes that kind of reoccurred over and over again, almost in every person's interview. So I'll just read a few of these. And these are just kind of the mouths to show kind of what people were kind of saying. This one says, eating disorder, bulimia, but I tried so hard to be anorexic. This one says, people like skinny people. I like the feeling I get when I go a long time without eating. It felt like someone punched me in the stomach. The truth is that I'm ugly. That it's just something that's there, but that really is just not addressed, and it's almost like if you don't talk about me, it will go away. Some of the interview that I got actually is from this wall text here. And what this woman said, which I thought was so powerful, she said there were no distinct signs that led me to believe she suffered from anorexia. It was simply obvious. Or maybe there were so many signs she suffered from anorexia that it was never a question. And she's actually talking about her mother. I said last night in the talk, this woman was the same woman that had a sister with an eating disorder, and I thought she was going to talk about that. That's why I sent it to her. But she ended up writing about her mother, which I didn't even know about. She talked about how her mother had an eating disorder for over 30 years, how wish was that at her wedding, she was hoping that her mother would actually sit down and have a meal with her family, and that she still wouldn't eat during her wedding reception. I say that because I think that it really kind of adds to this idea that we're in a living room, and the fact that this subject is something that really kind of can be passed down from generation to generation. These are kind of learned behaviors. If you see your parents participating in these activities or people you know, it's often that you'll kind of take these on. So I kind of thought it fit for what I was doing. And then I guess I might end by talking about this wall over here. This is what I like to call my Share Your Story wall. Here, like I said, once I made this exhibition, people didn't stop coming to me and starting to tell me their stories. And so I felt like there was something I had to do with those voices as well. So what I did was I kind of made a wall for people to be able to respond to their own thoughts about how they may be related to this subject or how it makes them feel. And you can either pin something up on the wall, you can put it in the box if you'd rather have it be kept more of a secret. So I definitely encourage you guys all to write up on the wall if you feel like it. I hope at some point that might be compiled some way in maybe a book format for future exhibitions. That for me is kind of the most exciting piece because it's as this exhibition travels, I just hear more of a variety of answers or comments on this wall. I've gotten much more diverse range of people that write on here, men and women and people of different ages, people of different cultures, and so it's really kind of exciting for me to see how it really does affect people.